Right, the showpiece of Tuesday afternoon is without doubt the Champion Hurdle, a brilliant race through the ages, and this year it looks a good race again. We don't have Faheen, we don't have Annie Power, but we do have a plethora of JP McManus horses, and they will be vying for favouritism. And I think this whole race comes down to Barry Geraghty. He's got Buvardere, he's got Yanworth, and whichever one he decides to ride will become favourite. That's simply how it is. I think I'm in the minority. I think he'll end up riding Yanworth, and I think that will go off favourite. Buvardere obviously went chasing and sort of unusually has come back to hurdling and is now favourite. But Tanya, I'll pose you the question this time. What do you think will go off favourite in the Champion Hurdle?
Yanworth.
Correct, Tanya.
Yanworth will go because he has the class and the rating, whereas Buvardere, you could argue that this is a second, it's another thought, isn't it? It's an afterthought with Buvardere because he was going to go in the Sillage chase, and then he was going to suddenly go to the Moor Battle, and then he was pulled back to the Contenders, and so his sort of aims have always been fluid, whereas Yanworth, as soon as he won the Christmas Hurdle, he was then going to be Champion Hurdle bound, even as argue as we might that he potentially could be in the Stayers Hurdle as well. And aesthetically to the eye, he's not got the grace, or he's not got the speed.
But he's been doing it at speed tracks, hasn't he? He's been doing his winning at Kempton, at Wincanton. He tends to do just enough anyway. Yeah. Surely he'll improve for Cheltenham, I would have thought, whereas some of the others will not.
Yeah, he would definitely improve for Cheltenham. He needs also to improve with a faster pace, because I could crab his Wincanton run when he struggled to get past Chibello, but then when you look back at it and analyse it further, did they really go the speed he needs to go? If they go up a notch and ramp it up in speed, he can go with it, whereas if you question some of the others in the race, they wouldn't be going with it.
Well, Bill, if you quickly jumped on the Atkins diet...
Easy target.
You can remove a leg with that,
for a couple of days, and you became Irish, and you got £1 million retainer from JP. It'd be a busy week for you. What would you ride in the Champion Hurdle?
I would, after killing you, I'd go Yanworth.
I couldn't do 10 stone 4 either, Bill, so please don't be offended,
Yeah, exactly.
You go Yanworth, would you?
I would go Yanworth on the basis that we always try and crab these horses for speed. But if you look at horses like Hardy Eustace, Istabrack, horses that won the Neptune that were coming back, everyone said, they're not going to have the speed. I remember everyone saying Istabrack wouldn't have the speed for a Champion Hurdle, and he won 3 on the bounce. He scrambled home the Neptune the previous year, or the RSA hurdles, it was known then. I think Yanworth's a very good horse. There's 2 things that I like about Yanworth. First thing is I think he's being brought to the boil at the right time. I think he peaked last year on Trials Day and then was slightly over the top at Cheltenham. Alan King's horses weren't as good. And the other thing I really like about Yanworth is I think he's tough and he's tenacious and he'll get the fast pace. And I think the others will set it up for him. I think he's rock solid. I think you're right. I think Barry Geraghty will go for him. And I think he's the most likely winner.
He'd be the worst jumping winner of the Champion Hurdle we've ever seen. He cannot win jumping the way he has at Kempton and at Wincanton. He's just too slow. That's why they put the cheap pieces on. Yeah. I think he has got enough pace. I agree with Tanya. I think the track will really suit him. You cannot jump just ponderously like that and waste time in the air to win a Champion Hurdle. If we don't know what the ground's going to be set up to be like on the first day. If there's any sort of dig in the ground, Buvardere will beat Yanworth after the track. I'm honestly, I think.
The interesting thing is, I think Yanworth would be suited by the soft ground too.
Yeah.
My worry with Yanworth would be, fun enough, if the ground goes good, and it's the quick side.
We're talking about horses that didn't get it done year 1. Binocular is probably the best jumper of a hurdle I've ever seen, and he couldn't get it done. So if you're right in saying if Yanworth doesn't improve in that area, he's in trouble.
The JP McManus thing is key. So he's gone for Buvardere and Yanworth in this.
But there's
and you know what I know, Harry, and Jeski in the Stairs. Now, if it was me, which is obviously not, JP slightly done better than me, but I would be swapping Yanworth and Jeski around because I don't think the ground suited Jeski at Goran. It was too sticky. I would bring him back and I would step Yanworth up.
Right. Okay, so I'm even more confused than I was at the start.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's. I don't think he jumps well enough to win a champion hurdle. That's why
I think that's a fair point.
You don't go into a race, a prep race like that, and put cheek pieces on a horse.
Okay, well if he doesn't jump well enough, and Buvardere, this is a potential afterthought, or it wasn't always the plan, then you've got to look in behind. Petit Mouchoir's impressive winner of the Fighting Fifth. Brain Power, it reminds me of that sort of rooster booster route, that handicapper who just gets better and better and better. And the other one I think is interesting, if we're looking for one at a big price, and horses are 25 to 1 for a reason, but Footpad got a bizarre ride at the festival last year, was beaten 14 lengths by Petit Mouchoir, then it was beaten a length. It's getting closer and closer and closer. That could be the one at a big price for me. I think the new one has had his time. Apple's Jade won't run. I wouldn't have thought Vroom Vroom Mag won't run. But if we look past the JP horses, what would you want to be on of the rest?
Footpad wants really soft ground. So again, we don't know what the ground's going to be. On the other side of it, I totally agree with your Brain Power. 3 runs ago, you think Brain Power, champion hurdle. You wouldn't give it a hope in hell. But the key of Brain Power is definitely good ground. He's got speed to burn. Yeah. He wants a fast surface. And you know, if you wanted one against the favourite, he would definitely be my selection.
Okay, so you're Buvardere, then Brain Power.
Yeah.
Bill?
I would be Yanworth. Yanworth, I think, is the most likely winner.
There's 8 hurdles in the champion hurdle. You've got to be slick over
Doesn't
them.
he carry all 8 of them under his old shoulder and still win? I think he's a very good horse. I know what you mean. When he puts it all together, but I think the strong pace will help him put it all together. And I think he's learning. I thought he was better at Wincanton, hurdling wise. Brain Power is very interesting. Nicky Henderson always mentions him in the same breath as Buvardere.
Yeah.
And says
I think
he
that's
works
the vibe.
well.
The gap between them isn't
as big. Yeah, they're not. He's not twice. You know, Buvardere's definitely not twice the horse Brain Power is. I'd still be surprised if Brain Power beat Buvardere, but I would still be surprised rather than them beat Yanworth.
In their homework, apparently, Brain Power, you know, on a quicker surface is the quicker horse. But yeah.
And the voice of reason at the end, please.
Do we know where Wicklow Brave is?
No,
He's a huge price. If he does suddenly pole up in this, a horse that's won the Irish St Leger and won a 2015 county hurdle.
It's such a
It's
winnable
winnable.
champion hurdle, isn't it? You know?
I mean, Yanworth for me, the selection, if Wicklow Brave does pop up, because initially I was going to do Superb Story, but I jinxed that. So I just...
Yanworth and Wicklow Brave each way for you. Yanworth.
And Yanworth.
Buvardere.
And
I'd
totally
be
against
Yanworth.
Yanworth.
I'd be Yanworth, and I think Footpad is a big... I don't think it'll go off 25 to 1, but that's the champion hurdle. Good luck. Come and see us on the rails, or number 3 in Tats, and we look forward to seeing you at the festival.